Hello, everyone. My name is Claudia Morales, and I created a questionnaire or a survey for teachers that I work with at a school. And what I wanted to find out is how do they incorporate technology in their classroom and how do they use technology to enhance their teaching and stuff like that. So for this, I formulated 8 questions that I'm gonna read right now, and then I'm gonna summarize their answers. So we're gonna start with the first question. Question number one was, how do you incorporate technology in your classroom activities? Question number two, what tools do you use while incorporating technology in your classroom? This is very important to me because here in Bolivia we don't have a lot of access to internet or technological tools. And as I work in a private school, we have most of this access, but it still is interesting to me how do they manage to use these tools. Then question number three is, in your opinion, what is the appropriate age to incorporate technology in teaching and learning? I work with KG5, so for me this is also very important because I know that kids need to start in a very young age, but I wanted to know the opinion of the teachers to see what do they think. Then, how often do you include technology in your lesson plans? Because I know that some teachers are more technological than others. Then, what are the advantages of incorporating technology in your teaching? Are there any disadvantages that you can mention? This is interesting too because we always focus on the positive side, but I wanted to find out if there was something that they see wasn't working with the use of technology. Question number 6 is, are there some students in your classroom that struggle with the use of technology and digital tools, and why? Question number 7, do you use digital tools to have students work in groups or collaboratively? And number 8 is, how do you teach students about their responsible use of the internet? Okay, for these questions, the most relevant answers that I gather are the following. And it's important to mention that I interviewed 2 KG5 teachers and a third grade teacher, classroom teachers, okay? So the three teachers I interview incorporate technology in their classroom activities. Every student has an iPad that is provided by school and they can use as instructed by the teacher. They can use the iPad for different activities such as research, presentations, educational apps, and others. And that depends on the age. For example, for KG5 students, we only use apps like Raskits or Total Math or iExcel, but for upper elementary, they use technology for make students create videos and presentations and work collaboratively. For all the teachers that I interview, the appropriate age to start introducing technology is 6 years old, that's KG5, because they have to get used to these new tools that they're going to use for the rest of their lives. When we talked about the advantages and disadvantages of the use of technology, surprisingly, I only could find advantages. None of the teachers thought about any disadvantages of the use of technology, which I agree because I think it's a great tool to reinforce learning and help us as teachers to get to students. Sometimes students learn more visually, they like more interactive things. Sometimes books are not enough, and technology is enabling us to have this power to get to them. When we talked about how do they teach the kids to use the internet responsibly, they all told me that they have a talk to them, and they tell them how important it is to use it appropriately. And we have to understand that the internet can give us many good things, but also it can be kind of dangerous, especially for little kids. And this is why we like to talk about these responsibilities. For lower elementary, we don't have this problem because students don't have internet access, but upper elementary, they do. So they have to sign a contract and a pledge saying that they're only gonna go to the places that the teachers say, and they're gonna use internet responsibly, and if something weird happens, they're gonna talk to the teachers. Then I analyzed a lesson plan, a science lesson plan of a teacher who shared with me about, and she's learning her students about how things float and how things can sink. And how she used technology for this is that she had an interactive video at the beginning showing an experiment. Then she had the students make the experiment by themselves and look, and they could see that they could have the same findings as the kids they were watching on video. And this is a way to make things closer to them. So this is how this KG5 teacher uses technology in her classroom. Most of the time, she says that she starts a subject with a video, an educational video, to get students engaged. And after that, she continues her lesson by doing something practical with them, or have them writing about it or something like that. And it's a good introduction of technology, at least for this young age. I do believe that technology helps teaching. I do believe that technology helps learning. So I'm excited about this, about learning more about this, and be able to incorporate technology in my own classes. Thank you.